Hello there and welcome back to the Plants vs. Zombies 2 Beans Only Challenge. Today we're going to be tackling Pirate Seas. But before we jump in, I'd like to address a few things. First off, the background music. I got a few comments telling me that it was too loud. All I can say is I'll turn it down for this video, but let me know if it's too loud still. And second, the peanut situation. I actually had a poll asking you guys if I should use the peanut or not, and most of you said yes. But then someone pointed out that if I'm going by the logic that the peanut is a legume, then I could use any pea plant. So here's what we're gonna do. I can use the peanut, but only when I really need it. For example, if I fail a level over and over and over again, we can try and use the peanut to see if that helps. And finally, just thank you guys for all the support you showed on the first video. And a special shout out to Hui, who actually did this challenge 20 minutes before me. Go check out his video if you haven't already. I'll put a link in the description. Now without further ado, let's continue on with this bean venture. Day 1 of Pirate Seas was fairly simple. The only thing of note is that the swashbuckler zombie is introduced in this level. Other than that, it was pretty simple. Day 2, much like the first level, was also very simple. Well, kinda. You see, this is where the seagull zombie is introduced. And while he can easily be taken out by a chili bean and somehow fart out the back of his head, there are some times where this is the only option. Besides that, I beat the level. Not much different happened on day 3 other than the surprise return of the soybean pod. I forgot to tell you guys that after renting him a couple times, I finally managed to get enough seed packets to unlock him. And I didn't really use him that much. That's only because he cost as much as a laser bean and sometimes the zomboids are just too weak. And then day 3 was super easy. Okay, fine, I know you guys want to hear it. Day 3 was actually pretty difficult, mostly because of the absolute onslaught of seagull and swashbuckler zombies. I lost a lawnmower in every lane that they spawned in. It wasn't the laser bean plant food that saved me this time. Check this out. Yep, the chili bean plant food just so happened to land in the 2 lanes I needed it to. There were 2 seagull zombies, but I managed to get another chili bean and put it down before he could get through. And day 6 was more or less the same. Did you know that the tallest bean plant ever recorded was 45 feet tall? That's over half as tall as the White House and over 1/8 of a California redwood tree. Day 7 introduced the barrel rolling zombie. But because the laser beam damages an entire lane, he can just damage the zombie pushing the barrel, and that's it. Day 8 was a gargantuar conveyor, and in day 9 I actually used the spring bean for once. That's because in this world, the spring bean's not actually bad. In fact, I'd argue that he's great for this world. That's the problem with some of the plants in this game. They feel like they're only made for one world and that world only. Anyway, this is how I won. Day 10 introduces the imp cannon. It's not really that threatening though. All it does is shoot imps, and if you don't kill it in time, it shoots a burst of imps into multiple lanes. That last part could be bad, but the laser beams do a good enough job taking down the cannon itself. Day 11 was pretty much just more of the imp cannon. Did you know that North Dakota produces 1/3 of the beans in the United States? That's pretty much the entire fact. Day 12 was the coconut cannon level. So I guess I'll give you another bean fact. Did you know that in ancient Greece, public officials were elected by beans? Yes, this is true. Day 13 was the first ever sun production level. This bean venture's been smooth sailing so far, no pirate joke intended. But this level was like a giant kraken trying to sink the ship. I tried to beat it with Sunbeam, but I'm sure you can guess how that went. I actually tried to do this level a couple of times with Sunbeam, but ultimately I came to this conclusion. Because Sunbeam sucks at these levels, I'm introducing one new rule. I am allowed to bring one sun producer for sun production levels. But most of the time I'll try and just bring regular sunflower to make it as hard as possible for myself. Trust me, I didn't want to use sunflowers either, but I don't want this challenge to end because of some dumb level stipulation. This level was still pretty difficult to meet the sun requirement though, but after a couple attempts, I eventually beat it. Day 14 was a plan your defense level, so I created the ultimate defense of laser beans and Zoe bean pods. And believe it or not, I almost didn't lose a single plant. Day 15 was one of those flower levels. For this level, I tried using a combination of Zoe bean pods in the regular lanes and laser beans in the other lanes. And this one ended with a double. In day 16, we had to defend 2 spring beans. It was surprisingly easy as long as you used the spring bean plant food. And day 17 was nothing special. Day 18 didn't let me pick my plants. Day 19 was a sun production and flower line level. Surprisingly, this one wasn't actually that bad. Day 20 was a sun production level, and it was also pretty easy. Do you know why the coffee bean isn't in Plants vs. Zombies 2? It's because PopCap simply changed it to where you can use the mushroom plants in any day level without the use of a coffee bean to wake them up. Day 21 was the 3rd consecutive sun production level, although this one required a bit more sunflowers than usual. Oh, and I had to defeat a certain amount of zombies. Day 23 was a plan your defense level, so I decided to create the ultimate bean barrier. As a cave-dwelling goblin once said, it's the combination of perfect offense and flawless defense. I lost all of my spring beans, but the laser beans were more than enough. Next up was day 23, and it sucked. Seriously, this level was so bad I had to bring out the peanut for the first time. This level took me forever to complete, but as you just saw right there, the laser bean clutched up and won. Day 24 was the final day of Pirate Seas because the next level is the Zomboss fight. This level was almost as bad as day 23, only because of the combination of the seagull zombies and the swashbuckler zombies. Anyway, that was it for Pirate Seas. I didn't expect this world to get as difficult as it did, but it really surprised me. Hopefully Wild West will be a little bit easier. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is another cliche YouTube outro, and I'll see you guys next time.